So good morning, everyone. Most of the products I'm going to use on my face today will be e.l.f. Cosmetics. I already primed my face with the Benefit Professional Primer. That is the gel-based primer. And primer is definitely important because when you put on your foundation, you want it to stick to something. If it has nothing to stick to, it's going to just be dripping all day. So I'm trying out e.l.f.'s Flawless Finish Foundation. And this was about $6. I got this from Target. When I saw this, I was like, oh, like $6 is really good for a foundation, but it's actually kind of small. The product is cute. It comes in a cute little glass bottle, and the ounce is 0.68 ounces, so it's not like a full ounce. But I guess because of the packaging, it makes it look a little bit bigger. This is the shade Latte, a bit olivey. They didn't have like many options, but this looks a little close. I felt like I had to eyeball it, obviously, because you can't really do like matching and everything. Oh, let me not get my shirt. So I'm not really sure the finish of it, but we'll find out. It actually blends pretty nicely. This is really nice. And I think this, I don't know if this is a matte finish, but it feels satiny. It has like a satiny finish. It's not like too dry. Let me back up a little bit. It has really good coverage. So that was actually one pump. I'm just gonna do another pump. And I'm going in with my Real Techniques brush. This is also from Target. This kind of reminds me of, there's like this brand on Instagram, but begins with an I, e.l.f. something, like I don't want to get the name wrong, but applying this, it definitely reminds me of that. So for a $6 foundation, I'm really impressed. I'm usually really skeptic when buying foundations from like drugstores, just because they're always either too light or too dark for my face. Okay, so I do believe this is their best seller foundation, and I see why, because it blends really nicely. So I'm using my Too Faced in Warm Sand, just because I tried to get an e.l.f. concealer, but the only thing left on the shelf was like cool tones, and you can't have that. It's not something I want to play around with. So I'm just gonna conceal a little extra. I didn't even wet my beauty blender. I'm also going to add Warm Sand a little bit on my forehead, and I have to remember to just add a little bit, because a little bit of this goes a long way and it just spreads all up inside my head, and then I have to like darken it back up. Just a little on my nose. So I'm going to stretch this out a little bit past my eye. Just kind of blend. And I'm going to set this with the Fenty setting powder and Banana. I'm just going to sweep off any excess powder. Okay, before I go in with my brows, I'm going to try this e.l.f. This is the Bite Size eyeshadow in Pumpkin Pie. So these are the colors. So 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. I honestly think I want to just do like something matte on my shades. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with this one for my transition shade, and I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush. This is the MAC 224. Anytime I go in with the eyeshadow, just tap off any excess shadow so it doesn't like fall under your eye. So the color is pretty, and I'm just going to continue to blend this into my crease. So in the crease, you want to sweep back and forth, and then you also want to go in that circular motion. The pigment is pretty nice, like for $3, and they do have other shades too. They also had like a rose gold palette. I might try that one too, because the pigment is really nice. I'm just gonna come in a little bit. And I'm also just gonna drag whatever excess color I have under my eye, just so it blends. So the whole point of blending is you want your shadow to look like blown out and very blended. You don't want to see any like streaky marks. If you see any like harsh lines, Just continue to like blend that out. And I've seen people do like amazing things with very simple palettes like this. I will confess that I'm not one of them. I will do like a very nice highlight and contour, but I definitely want to try this palette. This is really pretty. So I'm gonna let this highlight sit. I feel like the highlight on my nose is always a little bit like off. These don't really have names, but I'm gonna go in with this darkish, it's like a brownish gray. I'm gonna start out on the outer corner of my eye and just do like a light pat to kind of like build that up a little bit. How is my battery low already and I just charged it since last night? And I'm just gonna go in like a V, so here and then here. Boom, boom. And continue to kind of just blow that out. You can already kind of see the difference just a little bit. And I'm just gonna go in a little bit more. I feel like I want to do my entire eye with this shade. Feeling a little risque. Let's do that. I do like the color, so I'm gonna put this all over my lid. That's really pretty. From here on back, I'm gonna apply that dark color under my eye just a little bit. All right, I let my battery charge a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and start my brows. And I'm gonna go in with my Anastasia Duo brush, and this is like an angle brush with max dip down. I want to start where it's usually a little bit more sparse than the rest of my brow. So for me, it's the arch. And then in my inner brow, I'm gonna go up. And you want to make sure you have a very dense brush if you want to do like those fine like hair effects on your brow. Then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia brow gel just to set my brow and just kind of like blend out any harsh lines. And this actually adds volume to your brow, so you don't want to apply like too much of this. I'm going to take another angle brush and go in with a little bit of concealer just to like clean up my brows. They don't have to be perfect, but I do want them to be a little bit cleaner. So right under the arch. I'm just going to keep going over it so it kind of like blends out a little bit into the shadow. And I'm going to sweep away this setting powder that was on my nose. I'm going to go in with my bronzer, my favorites. Anastasia, I really tried to get the e.l.f. bronzer, but I was just like, I don't want to have too many like duplicates of products and just have a bunch of like products sitting in my drawer. Just to kind of like be more mindful and not like hoard a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna use what I have. So I'm gonna pat to build that coverage and just blend. And you don't want it to be too much on your cheeks. You're pretty much just doing it on the side of your face. And then like the perimeter. So I'm just going in with my NARS co-liner and adding it to my lash line. I don't usually add liner to my lower line, but I did because I'm doing a smoky look. And if you don't do liner when you like have a smoky eye, it just looks incomplete. It looks very bare. So like I said in one of my previous videos, I like to add the setting spray first before I apply my mascara, just because using powder and stuff like that on my eye, I feel like the mascara doesn't go on as smooth if I don't apply the setting spray first. I'm using my CoverGirl Lash Blast Mascara. This is like my oldie but goodie. I've been using this since like high school and I always go back to it. It's just one of my favorites. So I go to my top lash and then I go on my bottom lash and I apply like as many coats until I feel like it starts to look like I have lashes on. And I get that question all the time. Like people ask me like what lashes do I use or where I get my lashes done, and it's really just pounding on like a bunch of mascara. So I'm going to continue to do this until I get the look that I want. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlighter, which is my Bobbi Brown, and this is in Bronze Glow. And I'm going to use a tiny bit of blush from the e.l.f. blush palette. And I've had this for a while. I'm going to go in with this light color here because I want it to be very subtle. I'm just going to add a tiny bit on like the apple of my cheek. And because my shadow is like so dramatic, I don't want to do too much with blush because my makeup's going to look all over the place. So I want to be very subtle with my blush. I'm just gonna pat lightly and just blend. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Going in with my NYX liner in Nutmeg. This is my favorite liner. So I filled in my lips with the liner just because this is such a light color. Alright guys, I just turned my camera back on because I had to let my battery charge again. I don't know what's going on with my camera. But for my lip, I did my NYX liner in Nutmeg. I went in with my Tarte Matte in Get It. And it was super matte and I feel like I wasn't really feeling it. So I just added a little bit of gloss. You don't have to do this if you have like that one particular nude lip that you want to wear. You can go ahead and do that, but I was just really indecisive on like what to put on my lip. I just added a little bit of the NARS gloss, and this is in Super Vixen. So this is the final look. I feel like now the sun is being weird. I do like how my eyes turned out. I feel like e.l.f. did a pretty good job. Whoever like watches my videos consistently, like y'all know I don't like to do anything too crazy on my eyes, so I feel like this is a nice subtle smoky eye. I like it. Also having a good hair day. I'm filling this braid out. So yeah guys, this is the final look. I'm gonna head out, eat my breakfast, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Happy Friday. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also let me know what type of content that you want to see. I did notice that you guys really enjoy like my fashion hauls, so if you want to see more of those, I'll be willing to do those for you as well because they are kind of like fun to do. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I will leave some of my videos below in the description, as well as like right here. I'll probably like leave a little something there too as well. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday, and I will see you guys next week in my next video. Bye.